Americans, live from the nation's capital, it's the Ed Show on MSNBC. I finally get to say it. The worst president this country has ever had is now criticizing President Obama on, of all things, the economy? Bush is out talking smack about Obama. Bipartisanship strikes again. Tom Daschle folds like a card table on health care reform. Tom, what are you doing? The former Democratic leader says a public option has no chance. And Norm Coleman's Senate career is on life support. Tomorrow, the Minnesota Supreme Court may finally have a decision. Plus Psycho Talk, Michelle Bachmann, oh, she returns. All that in a great panel. But first, tonight's op-ed. Well, son of a gun, he is back. The former president is out on the rubber chicken circuit with his chicken brain. Now, I have waited for this for a long time. I have clearly stated that George W. Bush is the worst president this country has ever had. The best thing I think Bush could do is just stay in Dallas and join the SMU cheerleading squad. But instead, he's sticking his toe out into the conservative fundraising circuit. He spoke at a dinner in Erie, Pennsylvania last night, where what did he do? Attack the President of the United States and basically did what he does pretty well of, and that's rewrite history. Now, Bush is babbling, trying to make sense out of the worst 8 years this country has ever had since the Great Depression. And if he's going to go out and do this, then I think we need to remind the American people, and I think we have an obligation to say this. Bush gave us what? Record deficits, record foreign debt, record trade deficits, butchering the middle class, letting the financial sector run wild with absolutely no oversight. Those are just a few things. I don't have a whole hour to do this. But the American people are not stupid. Our new NBC News poll proves this. The American people do not blame Barack Obama for the fiscal condition of this country. Here are the numbers. 53% say that Bush and the congressional Republicans are to blame. Only 6% blame President Obama. Now, weeks ago, the president said he didn't want to second-guess the current president. That's exactly what he's doing. Bush is lying, and he is setting the framework for the Republicans to make the case against President Obama at a very tough time. Gosh, how one speech can change people. It's almost like the State of the Union address, the 16 words. This is the last person anybody in the Obama administration should pay attention to. Bush has no credibility. He has no authority. He has no clue what's going on. But you see, he didn't stop with the economy. Brainless Bush went out and he goes after with a generic statement about health care reform. He really cared about that. He goes on to say, there are a lot of ways to remedy the situation without nationalizing health care. He also said, you can spend your money better than the government can spend your money. I tell you what, just a couple of dandies out there on the rubber chicken circuit. This is a man who sat there for 8 years. 8 years and did absolutely nothing when it comes to the number one issue in this country for families, and that is health care. He told you to go out and get a private savings account. This is vintage Bush, appealing to the lowest common denominator when it comes to the problems that we face as a country. And I guess you could say that things just haven't changed. They think we're stupid. But in words of the former president, fool me once, can't get fooled again, or whatever that was.